This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. Admittedly, all languages have developed throughout centuries due to various reasons. The English language has been influenced by many factors. Thus, people always invent or simply borrow new words and forget some old words. This is the case with a word that is now widespread. The word nice was borrowed in the 13th century from the French, and gradually, it changed its meaning. Interestingly, first, the word had a meaning of foolish, then acquired the meaning of peculiar, and from the 18th century, it changed its meaning to good and lovely. The present paper traces the change in the meaning of the word and touches upon the peculiarity of the use of the word, which was not widespread in the times of Chaucer and Shakespeare but has become popular nowadays. Material and method. The present paper is based on such primary sources as Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, and this month, newspaper article taken from the New York Times. These sources help to trace the change in the meaning of the word nice from the 13th century, throughout the 16th century, up to nowadays. Admittedly, when reading works taken from such reputable sources, it is possible to analyze the meaning of the word and the frequency of its use by people living in different centuries. The paper also refers to secondary sources which consider the change of the word. Results. After having considered the use of the word by Chaucer, it turned out that the author uses the word 4 times. At this point, it is necessary to point out that the book by Chaucer and Hopper contains a considerable part of the original collection of Chaucer's tales. It is possible to state that the word was used quite frequently. The word is used in the meaning of foolish, absurd, and delicate. In this case, it is an attribute to the word conscience. After analysis of Shakespeare's play, it turned out that the word nice was used only once. The meaning of the word in the play was peculiar. Notably, there was no negative connotation. The word meant positively peculiar, specific. Noteworthy, the play is quite a long piece of writing, so it is impossible to assume that the word was that widespread at that time. Finally, the article by Krugman contains 3 words nice. The meaning of the word is good, pleasant, and positive. Noteworthy, the article is not very long, so it is possible to state that the word is frequently used nowadays. Discussion. Before considering certain examples of the use of the word, it is necessary to consider some theoretical information. Thus, according to Algeo and Pyles, the word nice originates from the Latin nescius, which means ignorant. Reportedly, Stevens informs that the Old French word nails had a meaning of foolish, so Chaucer used the word nice in this meaning, and in the other meaning peculiar. As far as modern meaning is concerned, it means no more than pleasant or proper, having become an all-purpose word of approbation. Thus, Chaucer used the word in the meaning it had in the language from which it was borrowed. Since the word can be found quite frequently in Chaucer's work, it is possible to assume that it was quite widespread in the contemporary English language. The word borrowed from French was popular, and it was used with the same meaning. It is possible to state that even now, new words are borrowed from other languages. These words are used excessively due to their novelty. People reveal their knowledge and are aware of the latest trends by using such words. However, time goes by, and the word can be forgotten, or it can change its meaning. This was the pattern for the word nice. At the end of the 16th century, the word is not used so frequently. For instance, it appears once in Shakespeare's play. More so, the word changed its meaning. Shakespeare uses the word nice in the meaning of peculiar, specific, not foolish, or absurd. In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Finally, nowadays, the meaning of the word nice can be illustrated by Krugman's article, where he uses the word frequently in the meaning of pleasant. Now not all people know that the word which is used 100 times a day is French. It is perceived as an English word that nicely conveys the idea of pleasantness and goodness. It is possible to state that the word obtains its second life with a new meaning. Conclusion. On balance, it is necessary to point out that the word nice has a long story, and it has changed its meaning throughout the centuries. The change of meaning was accompanied by a change in the frequency of the word's use. Initially, it was used frequently, later it was used occasionally, and nowadays it is a very widespread word. Did you like this, the change of meaning of the word nice sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.